Wow, can we get some more of this gorgeous weather today? Thought I'd come outside and do a little bit of work, but something that's heavily on my mind is what Rich and I experienced this weekend. So as you know, Rich and Carter moved, some longtime friends of Rich's, moved their items to Michigan last week. The daughter came down and flew them up north to go into a facility near where their family is. So Rich came back on Friday, took a break, and then went over to the home on Saturday to be sure, that the trash was out and the fridge wasn't, gonna be smelly and all that good stuff. So the homeowner gave a key to the neighbor before they left and apparently told them they could have a couple items, right? The homeowner named the items and asked the neighbor to keep an eye on our property for us, since no one's gonna be here. So when Rich got there Saturday morning, he realized that the home something wasn't right and several items were missing. So he reached out to the daughter. Long story short, we found out about the key story. So these neighbors, as soon as these homeowners left, came over and took whatever they could take in the short amount of time they had before they were contacted to not take anything. They took the personal computer, the hard drive. They took basically anything they wanted in the short time they had. They cleaned out furniture, they took money, things that were in drawers, personal property, all kinds of stuff. So Richard had to reach out to them and ask them to please return items. And the lady kept saying, "We're not these kind of people," but we're not these kind of people. And obviously you are these kind of people. This was an elderly couple that trusted you to keep an eye on their home. And you came in and decided to take advantage of that. In our opinion, you really took advantage of an elderly couple. It's heartbreaking. So Richard recovered most of the items and put them back, but it was an argument with the people. Unbelievable. So anyways, my point is, if you're gonna do something like this as a homeowner, or if you're gonna leave your home in someone else's hand and just give them the key, write it down. Write down what you had discussed with them, or write down a written agreement with them, or anything like that. So there is some sort of receipt that these people are not just allowed to come into your property and take whatever they'd like. It's a hard lesson to learn, and luckily Richard was adamant about getting their things back, but you don't know who you're handing your key to most of the time. If it's not a family member or someone you completely trust, don't do it, and write it down.